Dear students, today we will discuss about the nutrition in animals. In human beings, the entire digestion process is completed in 5 steps, which are mentioned here. First is the ingestion, means intake of food. The mode of intake of food by human beings is holozoic, means the entire food particle come into the buccal cavity, come into the mouth. The second, digestion. Food is converted from big molecules to a smaller molecules or a small molecules by the action of enzymes. Means suppose you have taken the starch, bread, and it will be converted into maltose and other smaller components. Third is the absorption. Digestion or digested small molecules of nutrients absorbed by wall of a small intestine. In the inner wall of the small intestine, finger-like projections are present, which is called as villi, and these villi having the blood capillaries, which absorbs the digested food particles. Fourth, assimilation, means the digested nutrients, small nutrients, which is mixed into the blood or mixed into blood and carried to liver for storage, because liver is the storage organ in human beings or in any mammals. The fifth step of the digestion is egestion, that is the removal of fecal matter through anus. So there are 5 steps which are included in the complete digestion process in human beings. Dear students, alimentary canal, which is also called as gut, this alimentary canal is started from mouth and it runs up to anus, means mouth to anus. The length of alimentary canal is approximately 8 to 10 meter. Now, in the alimentary canal, the first part is the mouth, which is also called as buccal cavity, and in the buccal cavity a muscular flap-like structure which receives the taste of the blood is a taste of the food matter, that is called as tongue. So tongue is the chemoreceptor organ. It is a sensory organ which receives the chemical present in the food and it will send to the signal to the brain, and accordingly the nature of the food, the part of the alimentary canal, means a stomach and a small intestine, duodenum, jejunum and ileum, will secrete the related enzymes to digest the intake of the food. Now, this tongue is also helps in the rotation of the food within the buccal cavity, and it also helps in the swallowing of the food. Swallowing of the food means just intake. Now, in the buccal cavity, that is the teeth is heterodont in behavior. There are 4 different types of teeth: incisor, canine, premolar and molar. So dear students, in teeth there are 4 types: incisor. This is for biting. For biting of food. Canine. For tearing of food. Premolar and molar, both are for crushing or for chewing of food. Okay, our teeth is embedded into the jaws bone. The upper jaws bone is called as maxilla and the lower is called as mandible. Clear? In the buccal cavity, salivary gland is also located. And this salivary gland secretes saliva. Saliva has mainly salivary amylase. And this salivary amylase helps in the digestion of carbohydrate in the buccal cavity. Means the digestion of carbohydrate is started within the buccal cavity and it is finally completed into the small intestine. Okay, now we will just suppose we have taken a bite of bread into the buccal cavity and we chew. After the chewing, the food is mixed with the salivary amylase, and due to which the food is like slippery food, which is called as bolus food, which helps in the swallowing through the gut into the esophagus, and it reaches to the stomach. That is the bolus food. This food is mixed with saliva. Dear students, alimentary canal length is approximately 8 to 10 meter, in which the first structure through which the pipeline is started, that is the esophagus, which is called as food pipe. This food pipe has no glands, and it shows the peristalsis movement. Means it helps in the contraction and relaxation, due to which the food slides into the esophagus. Length of esophagus is approximately 25 centimeter. Now, this is the esophagus and it enters into the stomach. This food is bolus food, enters into the stomach. This is the sphincter muscle. Which helps to stop backflow of the bolus food from stomach to esophagus. And due to backflow, the vomiting tendency comes and feel by person. In the stomach, this is the stomach. Stomach is J-shaped structure, and the wall of stomach secretes digestive juice. The digestive juice has different types of composition. Suppose you have taken protein food, the protein digestion started in the stomach, and you know that in the stomach HCl is secreted by the digestive gland or gastric gland. This HCl, hydrochloric acid, acts upon the pepsinogen. Due to action of HCl on the pepsinogen, the inactive pepsinogen is converted into active pepsine, and this pepsine will act on protein. And then peptones, dipeptides, and then amino acids are further converted. Means pepsine will act on the protein, it will initially converted peptones and dipeptides, and after that it will convert into amino acids. That is the basic constituent of the protein molecule. But this digestive enzyme does not act on carbohydrate. This digestive enzyme does not act on carbohydrate. Now, about the lipid. Suppose you have taken a piece of butter. The butter is digested, and its digestion starts in the duodenum. That is the part of a small intestine. So, now this is the wall of a stomach, and this wall secretes digestive enzyme, and due to which this food is converted into a smaller components, and this food is now moved to duodenum, and here that is the pancreas, and here gallbladder, and here that is the liver. So this gallbladder will secrete bile, and this food will reach here and bile will act. Due to action of bile on the food, if food has lipid component, the lipid will convert it into fatty acids and glycerol. Means fat or lipid, bile, salts. In bile, bilirubin and biliverdin, two components are present, which is called as bile salts, which converts the fat or lipid into fatty acids and glycerol. This process is called as emulsification of fat. Dear students, this food will move into the part of a small intestine where jejunum and ileum is located, and after that large intestine where the food is finally absorbed and assimilation, and then large intestine digested food will move to the rectum, and in rectum, that is the moisture of food is finally absorbed. Means in the rectum, the moisture present in the food and any kind of nutrients present in the food is finally absorbed, and now the waste matter of the food is removed from the alimentary canal of the human being through the anus. Okay? One point is here that the removal of the fecal matter, is called defecation. Now, dear students, this is the complete digestion of the human beings. But in brief, just I want to give you some points that in a small intestine, there is the finger-like projections which are present finger-like projections are present, which is called as villus, and in the villus, this is the lacteal gland. This lacteal gland helps in the absorption of fat or lipid. This villus helps in the extension of the surface area of the alimentary canal, which helps in the proper digestion and proper absorption as well as assimilation. Dear students, human beings are omnivores. So we take the cooked plant foods and flesh. That's why we can digest easily all types of food matter. But in case of those animals, my meaning is that for the herbivores, those are mainly dependent on the raw plant parts, leaves and stem. My indication is that about the cow, goat, rabbits and others, they are called as ruminants because in the ruminants the cecum is located between the small intestine and large intestine, and in the stomach the food is in case of ruminant, the food is partially digested in the stomach, in ruminants the food is partially digested in the stomach, and the digested food means a partial partial digested food, it is called as cud. CUD, cud. And we have seen that the cow intake food fastly and store into the alimentary canal and means in a stomach, and where partial digestion takes place, which is called as cud. And now she regularly chewing the food slowly. In the ruminant, the food comes back into the mouth and it starts chewing, and finally again the food goes into the stomach and cecum. That's why these animals are called as ruminants. Dear students, there in your chapter a small segment about the amoeba. We have seen that amoeba has many pseudopodia. And in the way of amoeba, if food particle, this is food particle, in the way of amoeba, food particles come, amoeba forms a pseudopodia around the food, amoeba forms a pseudopodia around the food, and it makes, finally it will join, and this food will come into the amoeba, and this is called as food vacuole. And this cup-like structure, such type of structure, this cup-like structure is called as food cup. And this food is enclosed within the food vacuole. Food is digested by the enzyme, and after that the excreta and the waste material is enclosed within the contractile vacuole. And finally this contractile vacuole is pinch off. Pinch off means it will remove the excretory material finally. So this is the mode of digestion in amoeba.